Hello everyone. Today I'm going to take you on a kind of a journey from going from my abstractions to my representational works, kind of having a happy medium of the two, kind of a marriage of the non-representational with the realism. And I'll take you through this step by step with these big sheets. So here we'll start with a fresh new sheet, and I'll go into my bag of tricks here. I'm going to start with some black Sumi ink. I love Sumi, how dark it can get. And I'm just going to dribble just a little bit out here at the top. And after this, I'm going to take the walnut ink, and I'm also going to take a brush here and dribble some of that with the Sumi. And here we have a glass jar. I'm going to take this to use as my first drawing part of this video. So I'm just going to take the jar and just kind of swirl it around, and I love how the Sumi leaves those little after effects. The walnut ink also does that as well. Just a simple glass jar. And just the mark making that can be done. It starts off very dark, but it leaves these little nice remnants of little flecks of Sumi ink and walnut on the paper. You may find that's not quite enough, and I want to add some more here at the bottom. So I'm going back to the walnut ink and kind of haphazardly putting things down. You have to spend a lot of thought with this. The drawing with the glass will do the work for you. And here I go back to it. And some of the Sumi is dried, but you can still get some of that still kind of blending into it. Now I'm going to just take my water bottle. I did this in previous videos. You can kind of touch the ink and see some of the really nice little bleeding out web, kind of like web lines that comes out. Okay, I'm going to do a second sheet here, and this time I'm not going to use the glass jar. And I like showing these videos because you can really make mark making with anything around you. Today I just saw the glass jar. This one I'm going to use with a plastic bottle. Just a plastic bottle of carbonated water I got at Aldi. So I'm going to use that to make some marks with. So I put the walnut ink down, and now I'm going to go back in with some acrylic red ink. And I'm just going to use the dropper here and drop some colors in here very quickly. Once again, not really giving a lot of thought, just trying to bring the materials onto the surface. And now that I've got those both on there, I'm going to take the bottle, and just a plastic bottle, and I'm just going to use that as a drawing utensil. And it really leads some really nice effects. I love how that looked. Just kind of sweeping down, letting that ink combine with the walnut, and the walnut resists the ink just a bit, which I really like. Okay, while it's still wet, I'm going to go back to my Sumi again, just kind of do some dribbling. Once again, no real preconceived notion right now, just having fun with material, getting marks down, getting colors down. Spray bottle again will kind of let some bleeding occur. I'm not going to do a lot on that, but once again, I love that spidery effect that the water picks up on both sides of this shape I've made. Okay, so those are the abstractions. Now I'm going to go to the realism. Since this is dried, I have gone back in with some drawing, and these are some from references I've had previously, and I've drawn directly onto the surface using the walnut ink, but also I'm using the Neocolor II on here as well to bring in some detail. The house on the right here was drawn also in Neo-Pastel. So the great thing about ink is that you can use pretty much any material to draw upon it. The references I'm using today are generally sort of haphazard as well, but as I start to draw it, I start to think about things. When I draw, I think about past events, things that have happened to me, and I often use those to further the idea I'm going with. I don't really have a preconceived notion, but it starts to evolve as I work with the image as I move along. And I was thinking about this back when I was in third grade. I went to Gettysburg with my parents, and at one point I was standing near Devil's Den, and my mom suddenly started to cry. I couldn't see how she could feel the pain of the event when she wasn't even alive when it happened. But since then, my wife and I have been all across the Western Front between France and Germany on trips, and we have also felt a certain deja vu. The remaining pillboxes from the battles are still there, and today sheep walk on them. But it's out in the countryside. You can't believe that this kind of violence was there at that time, but it was. And you can kind of feel the remnants, and I definitely get a sense of deja vu at times, and that's definitely one. So sometimes I ask, are we all just in a time vacuum? Have we lived before, or are our imaginations that good? Just some thoughts. I like to kind of toy with kind of the mystical at times in terms of the fading I do with my images. I love being able to show that transparency. It's almost like a look into multiple existences or worlds, or it's just my imagination having a good time. And here I am bringing my quill pen back in. I still love to use it on certain little details. And this is done with acrylic ink again. I think it's the Amsterdam acrylic ink I'm using here. And here we have a look at the painting. I think I'm done. I'm not sure. Not yet, maybe. This one's called Predestination Chronologically Challenged. And I like to do some research on what kind of phrases I can juxtapose. I love juxtaposing images, but I also love juxtaposing words. And here's a bit of the other drawing I also did of a landscape of the first abstraction I made. Anyway, thanks for watching today. If you like this video, please subscribe and drop me some comments. I love talking to people online. Have yourself a great weekend if it's on the weekend you're watching this.